It was the last train of the night, cutting through the countryside like a steel serpent. The passengers were sparse, just a few sleepy commuters and late-night wanderers. Mark, a businessman, sat alone in his compartment, staring at the rain-splattered window as the train rattled down the tracks. He glanced at his watch. 1:13 a.m. He sighed, wishing the train would speed up. The train jerked suddenly, throwing Mark against the seat. Lights flickered once, twice, then went out. The engine groaned to a halt, and the train stopped. Confusion rippled through the compartments. Mark looked around, trying to see through the pitch-black windows. His phone had no signal. There was a low hiss, like steam escaping from deep underground, but the train remained still. A voice crackled over the intercom, distorted and unnerving. "Ladies and gentlemen, due to technical difficulties, we are currently delayed. Please remain seated." Mark looked at the others in the compartment, but their faces seemed pale, drained. They didn't react. They just sat in their seats, staring ahead blankly. Something was wrong. Suddenly, a man stumbled down the aisle. His face was gaunt, eyes hollow. His clothes were tattered and damp, as if he'd been caught in the rain for days. He approached Mark, muttering under his breath, "You shouldn't have boarded this train. None of us should have." Mark backed away. "What are you talking about?" The man leaned in close, his breath reeking of decay. "This train, it doesn't stop. We're trapped. Everyone on board, we're all stuck here. Forever." Before Mark could respond, the lights flickered back on, but something was different. The passengers, those who had been sitting near him moments ago, had changed. Their skin was pale, almost translucent, eyes sunken deep into their skulls, their clothes shredded and soaked. They sat unnaturally still like mannequins in human form. The train began to move again, slowly at first, then picking up speed. The man grabbed Mark's arm, his grip cold and lifeless. "Don't you see? We're dead. This train, it's a ghost train. We died the moment we boarded it, and now we ride forever." Mark yanked his arm free, heart pounding. He sprinted down the aisle, passing compartment after compartment, each filled with the same ghostly figures, lifeless, staring ahead. He reached the door at the end of the car, but it wouldn't budge. Panic rising, he turned back. The man was gone, but now Mark saw them. The others, passengers from different cars, slowly rising from their seats, their dead eyes fixed on him. They moved in unison, silent but deliberate, closing in on him. Mark backed into the corner of the compartment as the train picked up speed, the world outside a blur of darkness. The figures loomed closer, their eyes empty, their movements jerky, unnatural. The intercom crackled again. Next stop, eternity. And the train kept speeding forward into the night, carrying its passengers to nowhere, forever.